Okay, so it's 12:39 a.m., 8th of May 2024, and this is the video diary for the 7th of May 2024. So today, first of all, I just wanted to get this off my chest, which is I am getting really fucking impatient. Now, I know the value of patience when it comes to entrepreneurship. You gotta be patient, you gotta be patient. Good things come in time, I know. But businesses also come with speed. So I need things to fucking move quickly. Now, granted, I might be a little bit too impatient because, I'm still training people. I'm still making sure you can't hurry people when you're training them, right? But I just want the business to fucking blow up. I know it's gonna blow up soon. I feel like I'm literally just on the verge of it blowing the fuck up. The way that I see it is the business root, the business bamboo root has been growing underneath the soil for so fucking long, and soon it's just gonna burst out of the soil and grow like 6-10 feet overnight. Anyway, I wanted to talk about this in this video. So that was just something off my chest. But in terms of business, I realized that in order to become someone that is more successful when it comes to business, because what the hell even is business, right? But to be more successful in business, you have to be more aligned with the truth, I'll say. Right? You have to be more aligned with the truth of reality. And in order to do that, I realized that you have to be multidisciplinary, meaning you have to understand many different disciplines all at the same time. Maybe not masters at all of them, granted, but you have to understand at least the basics of a handful of different disciplines. Because the more you understand about even physics, even biology, the more you understand how businesses grow, and the more you understand reality. If you think about it like this, reality is like this box, and within this box, right now, for a lot of people, it's super blurry. You don't really know what the hell reality is. All you really can make out is your perception. Right now, reality is super blurry. But when you study these different disciplines, they clear up these little pockets of reality. And the more you study them, the more disciplines you kind of understand, the more you understand reality, and the more you're aligned with the truth. So when you make decisions in business, you make them with the knowledge that they are backed with truth. And if you think about that, if you're competing with someone that isn't as aligned with the truth, you are going to beat them every single time. That's just the nature of competition. Now, you might be thinking, oh, what the hell does physics have to do with business? I'll give you one example. You have velocity, you have friction, and you have escape velocity. Velocity of a business is just the speed at which it grows. Pretty simple to understand, right? Friction is pretty interesting because it also applies into business. Friction in real life, in physics, you would probably understand it's the opposing force when you are, forgive me if I don't know the full definition, but it's the opposing force when you're traveling in one direction, right? In a business system, in a client acquisition system, or in a service fulfillment system, whatever, the first thing that I would look at in my business, if things aren't operating the way that I want it to, is okay, the input that we put in over here travels smoothly until, let's say, hinge C, A, B, C, D, E, right? Let's say hinge letter C, everything's traveling smoothly until hinge number C. And let's say hinge C is a landing page of some sort. And on this landing page, the conversion rate is super low. That means there's a bunch of friction in this landing page. Okay, let's optimize this landing page so that it has less friction. That's just one example. Another example from physics is escape velocity, right? I'm sure you know escape velocity is basically the speed at which something can be propelled and be and escape from Earth's gravity so that it no longer needs to be, no longer needs that much more input to continuously travel in one direction, right? Same thing with business. There is a gravity when you begin a business. There is a gravity constantly pulling you down. And when you are traveling at slow speeds, that gravity is you constantly feel that gravity. But when you travel at a high enough velocity, when you grow at a vast enough speed, you get to a point where you reach escape velocity and you escape that gravity pulling you down. Same thing in business, right? It's the same exact thing. You reach a speed of growth in which you resist that gravity coming or pulling you down, and it becomes vastly easier to input some level of, either revenue or energy and get a phenomenal outcome out of it. Right? Just like how if you're in space, you push one direction, since there's no gravity, you fly off in one direction. So these things all apply. And don't get me started about biology, where, there's the survival of the fittest. There's intra species competition, and there's interspecies competition. And I forgot which one's which, but there's one that's within a species, and there's one where it's species versus species. It's two different species in competition. And that relates a lot to business as well. Like in a particular business, you have employees, you have closers and salesmen, right? And there's always going to be competition between them, and it's actually detrimental if there's no competition, because people are going to become, you know, they're going to become comfortable, they're going to become complacent. So, giving them rewards, or we'll just say rewards, right? I forgot the exact word, but either compensation or rewards to achieve a certain goal and to beat out other closers will increase that competition within the company, and therefore create better closers. And those that don't meet that standard, they get churned out and they get fired. You hire different closers, and those that remain at the top, they attract like-minded people. So they attract like-minded closers into that company, into your company, where you grow a culture of even better closers, right? That's why competition and survival of the fittest in the company is so important. Think about it in terms of company versus company, right? If there's a lot of competition within one company, they will beat another company with less competition, just because of the survival of the fittest. And that just stems from biology. the way that we operate, pretty much everything, stems from biology. Everything. The theories, the thought processes, survival of the fittest, genetic variability, everything. It's actually fascinating how everything fits together. And when you really study this sort of stuff, you actually understand how to operate your business in a way that aligns further with the truth. And therefore, you beat out other companies that are less aligned with the truth. But that's just what I wanted to talk about today. I'm going to study way more about it, right? I'm not an expert in anything yet. I'm not an expert in business. I'm not an expert. I'm still a student. But I'm going to learn as much as I possibly could, as much as I possibly can in every single discipline I can get my hands on. Physics, systems, mathematics, accounting, biology, economics, everything I can get my hands on. So I hope you do the same, because this is probably the most highest leverage thing you can do for your business, which is